Come on, snakes. Oh, wow. Tons of snakes. What on earth? What is up, everyone? It is a cold morning leading up to what's hopefully going to be a warm and productive day of herping. Yesterday was really good. You'll see yesterday in the video before this one, more than likely, I would assume. But yesterday I kind of stuck close to home. Today I'm driving a little bit down to a tried and true area that's always pretty good when it's warm during the winter and early spring. I'm going to be meeting up with Micah today, and we're going to hike pretty hard and see what all we can turn up. Good morning, everyone. I am now out in the field hiking around. Once again, really hoping to see some snakes today. It's going to be super nice. It's supposed to get up to like 72, 73 and sunny today, which is going to end up being a little bit too warm in direct sunlight. But this early in the year, these super warm sunny days can be really good to find snakes out basking. So that's what we're hoping for today. We're going to start the day by walking around in this kind of upland habitat on the edge of a swamp and just see what turns up. And then later this afternoon, we're gonna go look for mud salamanders nearby, so. All right, guys, Micah just spotted our first herp of the day, sitting right there. Unsurprisingly, a little cottonmouth, but this is the first one I've seen today. Definitely the first time I've seen this particular individual, so pretty cool. All right, guys, here's a closer look at this cottonmouth. He's been pretty chill with us, hasn't even moved yet, so we're just gonna leave him right there. But hopefully the first of many snakes we're gonna see today. Nice little colorful juvenile cottonmouth. So surprisingly, last night and the night before have gotten down to around freezing, but the days have just been so warm. It's been in the low 70s for 2 days now. So I think a lot of these snakes are just like, you know, it's springtime, let's do it, which is awesome for us. So hopefully there will be more to come today. So in that stump hole, Micah found our next snake of the day. Nice little rat snake. These guys are real common out here. I'm sure we'll see more today, but always nice to see relatively friendly species that you can get your hands on and not get torn up by for the most part. Well, snake number 2 for the day. Both usual suspects around here, so nothing crazy yet, but we're really hoping to see some kings and or timbers today. So we're gonna put this guy back in his stump and keep hitting it. All right, buddy. Going back. I'm not sure what you were planning to do with your life today, but carry on with it. So I've already walked past this snake once today. I walked through here earlier to get to that rat snake Micah saw, but I was coming from the other angle, so I didn't see it. But right here in the tree is yet another rat snake. This guy's just basking right there, kind of, I guess he's waiting for the sun to come around the tree, but rat snake number 2 for the day in this little stump. This kind of puts it into perspective how easy it is to walk past snakes, because from this angle, that snake's completely invisible. But from this angle, when I'm coming this way, it's pretty obvious. But really cool place to see one, just chilling like that. Since this guy's just sitting still, we're gonna leave him undisturbed though. Pretty cool. Rat snake number 2 for the day. And there's our next snake of the day. A nice, healthy looking cottonmouth basking outside this massive stump hole. Check that out. Perfectly coiled. Awesome. I'm gonna call Micah. All right, guys, well, this guy is absolutely chilling, so we're just gonna leave him. But nice, healthy looking cottonmouth, fresh out of hibernation. Just hanging out at this stump hole. Hopefully, the second of many, I guess, we're probably gonna end up seeing throughout the day. But we're just gonna leave him right there and keep moving. So unlike last time when there were tons of rat snakes in this crack, seems to just be the one today. This is a different crack than we saw the rat snakes in last video. But just one hanging out right there. So the super productive little rat snake hibernacula only had one today, but Micah spotted this guy not too far away. Another nice adult rat. Anyways, we are definitely doing good with the rat snakes today. Another nice adult here. Hopefully we'll get to see more out in the open. Oh, we found a nice little hole right there. But I think this is number 4 for the day at this point. All right, guys, our next snake of the day is a little baby timber rattlesnake right there in the side of this stump. This is such a cool in-see too, because I guess it was probably 2018 I found a king snake stretched out across this stump, probably like within a week from today. So evidently that guy is not living here anymore, otherwise there wouldn't be a baby timber down in there. But it's really not much to look at because he's covered in mud, but it's a baby rattlesnake and that's what counts. Alrighty, that is awesome. I was starting to think we weren't gonna see anything crazy here today, and then we got a nice little timber, which isn't crazy, but I mean, it's one of the things I always hope for when I come out here, so I'm excited. Anyways, we're gonna leave that little guy right there and keep walking. We're probably gonna move spots here soon to a different area in hopes of finding a mud salamander, but there's gonna be snakes in that area too, hopefully, so we're gonna walk here a little bit more and then we're gonna jump around a bit. Anyways, beautiful little timber rattlesnake is our next snake of the day. Right down the hill from that timber, we have our next snake of the day. There's a little rat snake right there. You can barely see his scales hanging out in a different stump just down the hill. So the kind of interesting thing about this guy is he has a food bolus. He's already eaten a meal. He just sucked his head back, so I don't want to mess with him too much, but really cool to see this guy is taking a meal this early in the year. Could be dangerous if it gets cold again, but I think we've got enough warm days ahead that he'll be able to digest that fine. But I'm gonna leave him alone and keep moving. Here's our next snake of the day. Nice little rat snake chilling on the boardwalk. He's actually out on the crawl, which is cool. All right, buddy. Good luck finding a meal. Rat snake number however many for the day at this point. So in this tree, there's a nice little jumble of rat snake. I see there's at least two of them. You see that head there? Come on, focus. There we go. Two of them. I thought it was a king at first because I saw all the white. There were two rat snakes in here. So this cottonmouth is a familiar face. You can barely even see him. He's buried under the leaves. Then over here, if he'll stay, there's a big rat snake coming out of a hole in the ground. You can see just rat snake emerging from the earth. And there's his head. So that rat snake sucked underground, but then right there is one of our resident cottonmouths that's usually there. How crazy was that though, that rat snake just coming up out of the ground, no visible hole. This is a really healthy cotton. I always like seeing this guy. There's a really cool stump here in the shallow little creek. Ah! Interesting. Why are grades important? Could any student be successful? Why do some kids drop out of school? So I stepped out of this creek and right on the bank was this guy, little brown snake. First one of the day. Generally we don't see these guys out here unless it's flooded or been raining a lot, so it's kind of a cool find to see one just crawling around like that. But we saw a couple of them yesterday up in North Georgia. Anyways, pretty little, actually a pretty good sized little brown snake. I'm just gonna let him go back to his business. So I came over here to see if I could find the timber that's been hanging out by this thing. And I didn't see him at first. I walked around. He usually sits right there the two times I've seen him before. But I walked over here and I spotted him. He's all the way back there, just in the grass. Let's see if you can see him a little bit better from this angle. There he is. Super recognizable because he's got that one bad eye on the far side. The one on the near side's fine. But it looks like he's about to go in the shed, which is good because hopefully that'll clear up his eyeball. Landmines are sitting around. Alright, here's one more angle of this guy before we leave him alone. I definitely think he's going to be shedding soon. He's darkening up. He's a lot darker since when we first found him in early January, so hopefully he'll shed, that eye will resolve itself, and he'll be able to get on with his year. But really nice. Second timber rattlesnake of the day. We're going to leave him right there and keep moving. Next snake of the day, unsurprisingly, yet another rat snake. Another little one in a tree.
It was dirt and it would like flood out so much. And I never wanted to drive down it.
Alright guys, we've switched to a slightly different area and already turned up a rat snake and this little guy. Nice marbled salamander. The first salamander I've really gotten a good look at today. Flipped a couple slimies that shot down holes. That's been it till this guy. So this area we're in now is even swampier than where we were before, and we're really hoping to turn up a mud salamander out here, but as I'm sure y'all know, that doesn't usually go well unless I'm going to an easy confirmed spot. But yeah, we're gonna be kicking around out here. Really good looking snake habitat too. Nice lowland stuff, lots of old hardwoods, big pine trees. So hopefully we'll be able to turn up some stuff out here. Look at this guy. Big leech. Ugh. Leech. What a critter. Here's another one of these guys. Hoping to be able to wrap up this video out here, but if we can't find anything but marbles, I might have to continue it tomorrow. We'll see. Feels good though. I like this habitat. I think we'll get some cool stuff. We'll see. Look at this guy. Who does he think he is? Brother, the land is no place for you. Your hole is probably right here. Let's see if we put him near it, if he, Is that your hole, bro? No? What is happening? He's like, no, that's not my hole. Get me away from here. And another one. So in this huge old pine tree down here at the bottom, there is a big rat snake right there. I'm gonna get some photos and then we'll get a better look. So this rat snake is absolutely titanic. He's got a bad eye on this side, but I mean, he's just mapped. Put my hand up next to him. I'm probably gonna pick him up just because he's so big and I want to see how long he is, but that's crazy. Awesome. All right, buddy. I know you probably don't see people a lot, but I'm really curious about just how long you are. So I'm gonna be not that big. He's big though. He looked a lot bigger sitting there in the tree. Probably. Let's see. He'll stretch out for us. Maybe 4.5, 5 foot. Good sized snake, but it's not uncommon to see rat snakes that are 6 foot long. So we're just gonna let him crawl back to his tree. Definitely a good sized snake though, and one I'm definitely glad we saw. Awesome. We're gonna keep moving. Leave him to it. All right, guys, just flipped this red salamander under a log and gave myself a heart attack because I thought it was a mud. But it's a really weird looking red salamander. He's got some super interesting patterning on him, but at least we got this guy out here. We came here for muds, but I'll take a red any day. So we're gonna put him back under his log and keep hoping for his rare cousin. It's a kind of interesting find. A little 3-line salamander. These guys have been surprisingly absent recently. Normally they're everywhere for me, but it's the first one I've seen in a while. Also, all this stuff is in a new county I've never herped in before, so it's all interesting to me. The leeches out here do not mess around. Look at that. Huge. Look at this big chungus coming out of her hole. Yet another marbled. This one's really big. I mean, she's barely even out, and you can tell how big she is. Now she's backing up. Back up. Just flipped this guy. Haven't shown one today, but you can kind of see right there is a little bit of a knot on his tail. That's actually his skin coming off. Amphibians shed a layer of skin, for lack of a better term, like reptiles. And a lot of times they eat it. And that's what's going on there. He's shedding off. It works a lot differently than reptiles, but pretty cool to see. You don't see it a lot. Anyways, nice little slimy salamander. We've seen a couple of these guys today, but I haven't filmed them because they've dipped down holes, but I figured I'd show this one to you. Anyways, I'm gonna put him back under his log. Sun is definitely getting low in the sky, even though it's still nice and warm out, so we're probably gonna be making our way back to the car here soon. So we found this old pile of old metal roofing shingles out here, and underneath it was this guy. I think this is the first ringneck of the year. Look at this little guy. Very tiny. The first of many hundreds of ringnecks I'm sure that you guys are going to see in my videos over the next couple weeks. He's trying to bite me, which is weird. Normally these guys are super docile, but this one's actually trying to bite me. Anyways, I'm going to let him go. All right, buddy, back to your shingle stack. And possibly the last find of the day. Nice looking little marbled salamander right here on the way back to the car. We're gonna hit this little wetland area a little bit though and see if we can turn up anything else last minute. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day since you saw me last in video, and I am getting ready to head out yet again. We have another beautiful day ahead of us now that spring has finally arrived here in Georgia. All right, everyone, we are in the field for the day. It is the day after you guys saw me last, and we're out in a similar area of Georgia, but in a different part of the state. A big wetland complex that should be really productive for king snakes. We've seen a couple here, and hopefully we're going to be able to turn up our first one in this area for the year today. That's the goal, but should be a decent enough area to see other snakes too. So we're going to get after it, hike around. We've got all day. It's going to be beautiful today. It's supposed to be a high of around 72, 75 with cloud cover, but as you can see, not a cloud in the sky. So I'm really hoping that cloud cover comes in, otherwise it's going to get hot fast. So we'll see. So one of the things I don't like about sunny days is when you get areas like this and there's a lot of grass and various things that are going to be obscuring the snakes, is you can't see into them as well because of the harsh shadows that the sunlight creates. So not only are snakes going to be more likely to be more concealed because it's going to be getting too hot, but they're also going to be harder to see. So got a little bit working against us today, but it is the right time of year, and hopefully the snakes will be out. And there's our first herp of the day. There is a yellow-bellied slider right there through the bushes way far away. I'm sure we're going to see millions more of those today basking in the swamp, so I'm just going to leave that guy alone and keep moving. So to give you an idea of what we're working with today, we just got this giant wall of briars and rocks. So we've seen two snakes, but they both gotten away, and I have no idea what they were. They were definitely, I guess they were probably Nerodia, but we can't really say for certain because I barely saw them. But anyways, we're going to keep working this. The good news is the kings, if they're out, shouldn't be as flighty as the Nerodia, so they should be easier to catch, but we'll see. Just flipped this big guy, broadhead skink, our largest native skink here in Georgia. These guys go through a pretty cool color change as they mature and when breeding season starts. So under this rock, I just flipped at least 4 or 5 narrowmouth toads. Right here next to this broadhead, I've still got them in my hand. There's 2 right there. I think there's 5 of them under this rock in total. What is going on? Look at all these narrowmouths. I mean, literally more than a dozen of them under this one rock, along with the juvenile broadhead or 5-line skink. Look at these guys, all over the place. So I pulled these guys out from under so I could put their rock back, but I'm gonna open my hand and let them go so you can see just how many there were under this one rock. Go on, go on, go on, go on. There's one right there too. Well, at long last, we get our hands on a snake. Beautiful, big, plain-bellied water snake that dove in to the rocks. And finally, I was able to grab this one. We've seen like probably 4 at this point, I think. This is the first one I've actually caught. These are one of the more common water snakes we have, but I also think they're one of the prettiest. This one is nice and chill too. It hasn't bit me once, which is great because usually with Nerodia, bites are to be expected, but really beautiful. Flip him over so you can see his belly. That was awesome. And right past where this guy was, Micah just spotted a brown water snake right there. I'm gonna grab that guy real quick. Well, this is a cool side-by-side comparison. It's not often we get both these guys in hand at the same time, but nice adult plain belly and a small adult brown water snake. Alrighty, let's let these guys go and keep moving. There goes the plain belly. And there goes the brown. There's a little alligator right there. We've seen a bunch of them out in the distance, but that's the best look we've gotten at one today. Alright guys, when I stepped onto this rock pile, no less than like 6 water snakes flew under the rocks, but right there is a cottonmouth. Whoa! So it's a good thing that I didn't run in here and trying to grab them. Look at that guy. He is really interesting. Well, there's lots of snakes out, just not the one we're looking for. And all of them are getting away into these rocks. So, cottonmouth right there. Just dip down. There's a bunch more snakes in here. There's another cottonmouth right there. You can see his tail. Kinda through there. Whoa, that's a big snake moving. This is actually kind of messed up because there's so many snakes in here and I can't see any of them. Most of them are cottonmouths. But I'm walking through here hoping that one of them will magically turn into a king snake. Hello. You can just hear them moving and you see their tails disappear. What on earth? What's up, bro? Got a nice sized alligator finally. We've seen a lot of big ones like way out there, but haven't gotten a good look at them. This guy's just chilling on the bank. Probably a 8 or a 9 footer. I promise we've seen a ton of snakes today, but they keep dipping and disappearing. This guy's chilling though. Nice little plain-bellied water snake. Number, probably honestly like around 30 at this point, but only the second or third I've shown you guys. I don't know what about this one is making him content to just chill here while I look at him, but really good looking snake. I'm glad he's chilling for us, so I'm just gonna leave him alone and keep herping. We just finally had some cloud cover roll in, which normally is a very good thing when you're looking for king snakes. Not only does it make it a lot more comfortable out here, but I can see through this dense brush a lot better. It'll make for better photos if I actually find something. So I just turned over this old tire in the swamp. I was surprised to see this guy. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting that. But it's a perfect place for one. I just really was not expecting to see a marbled salamander for some reason, but pretty cool. Anyways, we're kind of wrapping up here. I think we're gonna go try a different strategy. We're gonna try to do some flipping and hope it works a little bit better. It's really hot out here at this point, so we're gonna move on and see if we can switch it up a little bit and have a little bit more success. All right, we're gonna try a little flipping since hiking kind of petered out on us, but I'm gonna use the hook. You don't have to stick your fingers under there. It's not too hot to the touch. Rat. Come on, snakes. Oh, wow, tons of snakes. What on earth? I was not expecting that. 3 browns and 2 ringnecks at least. So in addition to those 2 brown snakes, this brown snake, this ringneck, and the ringneck that got away, there's a newt. Little guy right there.
One thing.
Well, one of the ringnecks escaped, but there were 2 ringnecks, 3 brown snakes, and a newt under this piece. Haven't flipped that one yet, but actually you can go ahead and flip that on camera if you want. We'll see if there's anybody else, and then we can add them to the pile. If there is, there's not. So nothing under that, and then a writhing mass of snakes under this one. Crazy. All right, well, we'll put these guys back and see what else we can turn up. By the way, that piece that had all the snakes under it had a giant fire ant mound, and that's what the snakes were hibernating in. So another good reason not to move your tin the second it gets ants under it. Wait them out, and you might end up with a nice penta flip or however many snakes were under there. Jesus, I got sunburned today. Don't know how well you can see, but the sun is setting. And I'm trying to get to one last spot to flip before it gets dark. So, not sure if I'm going to make it or not, but we'll see. Well, my last spot of the day did not produce, unfortunately. But it was a good one. We got to see a lot of snakes today. It didn't make for the best video content because of how few of them we actually got a good look at. But we did get a really cool flip there at the end with all the snakes under the one piece of 10. But I think I am going to end up putting this at the end of yesterday's video, so it'll probably be a fairly lengthy video. This weekend, though, I'm going actually down to South Georgia / North Florida to be herping. It's going to be super warm down there, definitely a little bit too warm, but we'll see how we can do. Some waterfowl migrating up there. I don't know how well you can see them. But anyways, definitely looking forward to that this weekend, so stay tuned. I'm gonna have a lot of videos coming out over the next couple weeks, to the point that it's probably going to get annoying. So for those of you who like high output, you're gonna have a very fun couple of weeks to look forward to, because I'm gonna be cranking out videos as often as possible. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Stay tuned.